You're going to need 8 pounds of the loose beets. I prefer the loose beets over the ones that are on the stem. It just makes it easier. You're also going to need 6 pounds of carrots, and you can get the carrots that you peel, but I find that the baby carrots work really well and it saves you time. And you're going to need 6 ripe lemons. You don't want lemons that are too fresh, otherwise it'll be a little bit too sour. And you're going to need ginger, and this is dependent on how much ginger you can take in the juice. So you can use a small piece or a large piece. Just be aware that the ginger is a pretty powerful ingredient. You're going to need 1 large cabbage or 2 small cabbages, and you'll need 3 pounds of spinach. And I just like getting the washed and ready to go spinach out of the bag. So the total time with shopping and also the prep is about 1 hour. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make the juice. And I've been using the Breville BJE200XL juicer since March 2015. So this has been 7 years of juicing. These machines last about 2 years, and you can get them on Amazon, and they're pretty easy to use, and that's why I like this particular juicer. So I definitely recommend this brand of juicer, and I also recommend that you get a good cutting board and you get a knife to cut all of the, of course, ingredients that go into the juicer. And you're going to need also a peeler to peel the beets and the ginger for the juice. I also like using these large pans here. These are for turkeys and you get them at any store. And these are a great storage for the waste from the juice and also for the items you're going to cut. And I'll start here with the lemons, and you want to wash everything thoroughly and then cut the lemons in half. Lemons have a lot of great health benefits. They're loaded with vitamin C. They support heart health. They control your weight, help with kidney stones, and they protect against anemia. And they also help reduce your risk for cancer. Ginger is probably the most powerful ingredient here, and so you want to use a small piece to start with. I wouldn't suggest using a piece this large because it is a little bit overpowering in the juice and you have to get used to it. But there are a lot of great health benefits of ginger. Ginger helps with weight loss. It lowers your blood sugar level. It's good for your indigestion. It lowers cholesterol. It has anti-cancer properties, and it also improves brain function. Cabbage has a lot of health benefits also. It helps with inflammation. It's a good source of vitamin C. It improves digestion, it reduces blood pressure, it lowers your cholesterol, and it also has vitamin K. And I also use the cabbage in here to speed up things. I use it at the bottom when I put the beets and lemons in. That way I don't have to turn the machine on and off every time I load it. And you'll see me doing this in the video. As you're going to tell from the final color of the juice that the beets are actually the heart of this recipe. And I just love the flavor of the beets, and they really counterbalance the sweetness of the carrots. The beets have a lot of great benefits. It helps control your blood pressure, helps prevent inflammation, improves digestive health, has a high iron content which prevents anemia, it has anti-cancer properties, and it improves brain function. And you want to make sure you wash and clean the beets thoroughly. And I like to get the largest loose beets I can find. It makes it easy to cut and prepare, and most produce stores have the loose beets available. And I like to cut these into 4s and 6s so that they fit in the juicer easily. You'll find removing the skin on the beets and preparing them for the juice is probably the most time-consuming aspect of making this juice. And I mentioned I like using the cabbage to kind of brace the other ingredients in here. Otherwise you can turn the machine on and off whenever you load it because it gets really messy. So putting the cabbage first and then putting everything else on top of it will allow you to kind of take your time and push everything down. And then you can also reload the juicer without turning it off and on. So the cabbage is really an important ingredient, not only for the health benefits, but it also makes this process a lot faster, and there's no need to turn the machine on and off every time you load it. So every 3 or 4 loads, you're going to have to stop the machine and remove all of the unprocessed parts of the beets, lemons, and cabbage that weren't juiced, or the mush. And then you want to put them in the large turkey basting container that I mentioned earlier. And this can hold everything you're going to juice. And this is another time-consuming aspect of juicing, taking everything off and apart, which is really quick actually with this particular juicer. And then putting everything back together and then starting the process over again. And you're going to do this several times as you're juicing the beets, the lemons, the ginger, and the cabbage. Moving on to the carrots, these are a great source of carotenoids, or beta-carotene, and this really helps with your immunity. It also helps balance your cholesterol for heart health. It may also help with weight loss. It has anti-cancer properties, and it's good for gut health. So carrots are an essential element of the juice. It also adds some sweetness to it to make the juice more palatable. The carrots are easy to juice. You just put them in the top with the machine on, and then you just slowly press down with your hand, and it'll suck in the baby carrots. When you get to the end, where you're going to have to clean out the machine, just use the pusher to push the rest of the baby carrots down in there, and then turn off the machine and clean it out. You're probably going to have to clean it 3 or 4 times with the 6 pounds of carrots. And like everything else in this juice, spinach has a lot of great health benefits. It has anti-cancer properties. It's been known to reduce blood sugar. It aids in good bone health. It also is good for weight loss. It's good for your eyes. It reduces hypertension. And it also has anti-inflammatory properties. I do the spinach last mainly because it kind of cleans the juicer when you're using the spinach at the end. It makes for an easier cleanup at the end. And you'll notice that the 3 pounds of spinach doesn't produce a lot of juice, maybe half a cup or half of this container here, but it does add a lot to the juice itself. And so all of these ingredients combined is really a huge health cocktail, and it's something that I highly recommend. And this particular recipe makes enough juice for, again, about 7 ounces per person per day. And this is good for 3 people for a week-long juicing. If you have more people in your family you want to juice for, of course, increase the recipe. And if it's just 2 people, you will want to reduce that down because the juice I found doesn't last more than 7 days. If you get into 8 or 9 days, it does tend to taste more sour. But I think this juice will really change your health. It's going to make you much healthier. And we've been juicing for over 7 years now, and I can really see the health benefits of juicing. I haven't had a cold or been sick or got COVID or the flu in over 7 years since juicing, and I highly recommend you try this recipe out and see how you feel after a month of juicing, and I think you're going to continue for years to come.